Hello. How are you? This is Elskibby from Bean's Crafty Corner. And today's project is this. It is an envelope flip out with journaling cards in the pockets. And you can add extra pockets here if you want. I have not decorated the back of this one because I'm not sure if I'm going to glue this down to a page yet and have it open, or if I'm going to put it in as a flip. Not quite sure, but I'm going to show you how to put this together. And it is, this particular one is 5 1/8 by just about 3 3/4. So I'm going to get together a supply list, and I will be right back to tell you what you're going to need. And as always, any measurements or anything like that for this one are going to be a little bit specific to the envelope size, but you know, instructions on how to figure it out for yours are going to be in the description box below. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so for this one, scissors, paper trimmer, ink and a dauber might be helpful. You're going to want glue, a pencil, 4 envelopes, a ruler, and then some paper to cover it in, keeping in mind, you know, that you want to kind of watch the ups, downs, and all that stuff, okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our envelopes together. So we're going to take 3 of these, and we're going to get them put together. So we're going to open them up. And we are going to glue this envelope to this flap. And we want to do this so that it closes. So here's what I do. I'm going to line this up top and bottom. You see I got my flaps going in opposite directions. Well, this one comes up and this one's going down, okay? So I'm going to put that one down and this one is coming up. We're going to make sure that those work. So there's one on either side, okay? Then without taking the one off the bottom, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to glue this part. Now you don't want to get too close to the fold with the glue, but you do want to glue it down, okay? And then I'm going to fold that over. Now I know that my piece will go in and out. So now I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to glue it here. But I have to, again, make sure that this piece is going to wrap around, okay? So I'm going to just wrap it around. Here's the original, I don't know if you guys can see, there's the original envelope, and this is the new one. And we're just making sure that we get it lined up top and bottom. We're going to keep that envelope folded under. We're going to open this up, and what we're looking at here is when we put the glue on, we want to kind of stay out of that area, okay? So we're going to put glue up here. Then we're going to bring this over, press it down, and we should have 3 envelopes that look like this, okay? So once you get to this point, go ahead and let this set off to the side and dry. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that 4th envelope, okay? Be right back. Okay, next part. Now you can do this with scissors or on your trimmer, however you want to do it. You're just going to take a very tiny little piece off of both sides of your envelope. So we're going to use this as a template. And on the bottom. Okay? So now your envelope should be in 2 pieces. I know, right? Okay. So we're going to worry about this part first. And it's going to fit inside your pocket here. Which is going to allow you to ink your edge. Okie dokie. So it's going to let you ink this without getting ink inside. So you're going to use that to do all of these, and you're going to ink. So you're going to ink all the way around. You're going to ink your pockets and your folds, front and back, inside and out. Ink the whole thing, and then when we come back, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the other piece, okay? So go ahead and get your inking done, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are inked all the way around in our pockets, front and back, okay? So now I'm going to set that to the side for the moment, and we're going to concern ourselves with this piece, which is the other piece of the envelope. And I have here a piece of scrap paper that this fits on. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I am going to line it up, and I'm going to bring it down about 1/4 inch on the bottom here. Okay? And that is so that it fits properly. So about 1/4 inch, and then I'm just going to trace around. Okay, and I'm going to cut this there, and then I'm going to cut this with my scissors. Okay, so now I have basically a pattern of this. It's just a little bit shorter. Okay, and now I need it to be a little bit narrower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my trimmer, and I'm going to take 1/8 inch off both sides. Okay, so now I have a piece that is just smaller all the way around than my original pocket, okay? And this is going to become my pattern to cut my envelopes. So then I'm just going to take a piece of this, and on the back, I'm going to line this up at the corner. Trace around, and I now have my envelope piece. When I bring my envelope over and I put this on, I have a nice map. Okay, so I'm going to glue this, I'm going to ink this real quick, glue it down. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. right. Ink. Glue. And there you go. See, I got a nice little mat that goes on there, and I have plenty of space up here. So I'm going to cut 2 more of those to go here and here, and then I will move on to these pieces. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure this. So this is 3 5/8. So I'm going to go 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. Three 3/8 by 4 7/8. That's going to be 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces for that. And when I come back, we're going to talk about how we're going to get this piece covered. Okay? So go ahead and get your pieces cut, get them inked, get them glued down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have cut all of our pieces here and inked them and put them down. And then I have 2 pieces on the back. I didn't do the third one, but that's because I typically would put this in a journal. If you don't want to put this in a journal, you want to make this its own piece, then just add another piece here. The next piece we're going to talk about, though, is the flap. So we're going to get out the envelope, you know, that we used when we inked everything up. And I threw mine away accidentally. But we're going to basically cut that top flap off, okay? And then we're going to use, before we do anything else to this, let me get this out of the way for just a second. We're going to use a piece of paper, something scrap, you know. This is kind of heavy, so maybe not that. This is a little too dark, so not that. I don't like this at all. So we're going to go with this one. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip of this off of here. This is some very lightly dyed paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a pattern. We're going to put it on here, trace around, and we'll cut this out by hand. Okay. Now, yeah, I mean, if you're tricky and you want to do this on your trimmer, you go ahead and do that. You go, girl. But I prefer to do it by hand. Okay. And the reason that I'm cutting it the same size is because there's glue there. We don't want to see the glue. Okay. Now, I'm going to move it up just a hair so it doesn't interfere. And that's where I'm going to glue it down. So I'll trim this with my scissors on the other side when I'm done. So I'm going to put some glue right here. There we go. I'm going to put this down right across here. And you'll see I'm leaving a little teeny gap right there. See it? And then when I turn this over, I can trim this by hand. Okay, so now, make sure we got that all down on the corners and everything. So now, we're going to do one more thing with this piece. And that is, we are going to put it into our trimmer. And what I do is I put it so that the point is on a line and it's at a line. And then I just move it down so that the point is on the line and it's at a line. And I'm basically taking off 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to repeat the same process twice. Okay? So, let me take this white piece off the bottom here. And I'm going to use this as my pattern again on the back. Bringing my cut edge right down to the bottom here. Use my pencil to trace it. And then I can cut this out. And this becomes the piece that we all see. So now I have my piece. I'm going to ink it. This is going to go right here. Okay? And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I just don't need the liner piece because there's no glue on the other side. That, you know, licky, sticky stuff isn't there. So we don't need it on the other side. So we just need to do this part on the other side. All right, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I will be back. And the only thing we have left to do is put some journaling cards in. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's make some journaling cards that will fit in here. So this is about 5 1/8 across. So I'm thinking 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. 4 3/4, 3 1/2, 3 1/2. Save that. 3 1/2. Save that. 4 3/4. All right, we'll round some corners on these. Now, I could make these thicker and add more to them if I want to. I can decorate them a little bit if I want to, or I can just put them in as, you know, just note cards. That is entirely up to you. And you know what your purpose is. But at this point, I'm just going to ink my edge. And we're going to put these in just so you guys can see the look, you know, what it looks like with them in. All right. So then we'll go ahead and put in our journal cards. Perfect. They fit nicely. Like I said, you can mat these. You can add, you know, some decorations if you want. Entirely up to you. So now we're going to close this. And I am going to be using a Velcro sticky dot. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, just like that. And we're going to stick one with the other. Take the backing off. A little bit of 3-in-1. I'm going to put this right here. Hold, hold, hold. Okay, I'm going to let it set up, and then I'm going to take the back off of here, put a little bit more glue on it, and then I'll close it and let that set, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished piece. I'll be right back. All right, so here's our finished piece. I did add a little like pearl here, like a little pearl flower on the closure, and I did put a little rose, a pink rose right here. And so when we open this up, I also added a pocket here. This is my newest pocket. And I added a little journal card and a little cigarette card and just a little, you know, ticket in there. And then on the little journal cards, I added a little piece of rose here. And we added another cigarette card here. And a little butterfly on this one. So very simple, very easy, very simple decorations. This can be, you know, glued into a journal, or you can cover the back and use it as a standalone piece. That is entirely up to you. But that is my little project for today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. If you're new here and you have never done so before, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends, and before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. I have two things going on in 2022, the first of which is free classes. I'm doing a series of free classes throughout 2022, and the best way to get information about those is to make sure that when you select the ring the bell, you select the all notifications. That way you find out as soon as those videos get loaded. And the second thing I have going on is my 12 of 22 journal challenge. And if you would like more information on that, just go down to the description box below and click on the link, and it'll take you over to a really nice little slideshow, tell you everything you need to know. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. Until I see you again, stay well. Bye-bye.